I got a cough.
What did Jackson? What did the lady on 911 say when you told her you were sick and you
She
needed
said,
help?
"Get your act together."
Did
You
she?
say you're
Really?
you're howled again? We thought this was a call for like a 4-year-old. You know, put your dad on the phone. Put your mom on the phone.
Did she ask you to speak to me? Did you
No.
sound like a child?
No, they just said, you know, they said the things that they always say. You know, is the patient conscious? You know, are you with the patient?
Did you tell them I am the patient?
Yeah, the patient's a fucking idiot. Yes, it's me. And then of course the paramedics, they come in with that like, the paramedics that have a certain tone of voice, where like they're used to speaking to like to elderly people, so they have to sort of talk really kind of loud and kind of slow. Hey, how you doing? Are we helping you tonight? Like this really kind of like
condescending.
Almost condescending. Yeah, how you feeling? You been taking any medicine? Like in this kind of tone.
Did they raise their voice so they could hear you? You know, in case they thought you were like a deaf.
It's what they have to do. That's part of the job.
That is so funny.
You know. But at the end, when the guy left, he asked me. We talked about video games for a little bit, so it was.
Oh, really? Was he a youngin?
They were young guys. They were young guys. They were 2 young guys.
They saw your video game setup at the front door.
Yeah. So you know.
Did you say, "Hey guys, you want to play around before you leave?" So your trip's not totally worthless.
Yeah, a little chit chat.
Jackson, do you remember what your blood pressure was?
Some poor person with whooping cough or fucking tuberculosis that's over there suffocating.
Were you gonna say dengue fever?
Dengue fever.
Jackson, my sweet love, I'm so glad you're alive. That makes me nervous that you had to call 911.
Well, they came. You should be more nervous if they didn't even come.
Were they guys?
If anything's gonna happen to me, you'll hear about it in this way. You will not hear about it the night of. I'm not gonna be calling you. I'm gonna be calling 911.
Why not? Why did you call me while you were waiting for them?
What the fuck are you gonna do except for worry in my ear?
I'm gonna calm you down. We're gonna say the Serenity Prayer, and we're gonna pray together and meditate and lower your blood pressure. And I'm gonna tell you that you're not dying. That you're fine. In other words, I'm going to be reassuring mommy. Mama.
Well, at the end of the day, I felt really reassured that they came so quickly, and so you know, if I have a real emergency, if I really need them one day, then I could have some confidence and some security that someone will be on the other end of the phone to check up on me.
Okay. Thank God. So did you stay in bed the next day and praise Jesus that you were alive?
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully one of the gentlemen, one of the boys helped me out, had some cough medicine, so, you know, I think that could just help with the cough. So
yeah.
That's fine.
Mucinex or NyQuil? Somebody else I know.
No, I got plenty of that. I'll be fine. I just sound bad now, and I'm still coughing a bit, but the malaise is mostly gone, so I can at least get out of bed and walk around.
How's your peeing and
poop? How's your peeing? And drive to the... How's my what?
How's your peeing and pooping?
It's just as awful as it usually is.
How awful is that?
It's unchanged.
Okay. So then you're healthy.
Yes.
Did they ask you if you had anything in your urine?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I offered, but they were uninterested.
You offered to give them some of your urine?
I thought that's what you're supposed to do in these situations.
To the 911 paramedics, did you tell them that your cousin is a paramedic?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank God it's over. Jackson, have you been watching any of the Springsteen tour? Any of the videos on YouTube or on Twitter?
I have not.
Oh my God, Jackson.
I hope Mr. Springsteen is doing well.
He's killing it, Jackson. He's 73. The whole band is in their 70s. I didn't realize that. Little Steven is 72. Max Weinberg is 71. They're killing it every night. They're doing 3-hour shows.
Are they playing on cruise ships and old folks' homes and that kind of thing? bingo halls.
Right? Bruce Springsteen playing a cruise ship?
Veterans of foreign wars, armory halls.
No, they just did.
Shriners
They
conventions.
did. I think they did 2 or 3 nights in Barcelona, 3 nights in Dublin. Now this is, I think, their second night in Paris. I mean, the Europeans love him. He's playing like 80,000 people venues. He's not at a cruise ship.
Well, maybe he's got some IRS problems. He's got a tour in his old age. He can't afford to retire.
You should see him. God, you should see the people post stuff on.
I'm a big fan of Little Steven. He was on The Sopranos.
Oh my God, yeah, I know. But you should see how he comes out, Jackson. He wears this big coat like from the 18th century, that's tight, double-breasted, and then it drops all the way down to the ground. It's like a big flowy skirt, and then he wears this big pirate hat with a feather in it. It's like a big giant sombrero with a huge feather when he comes out and he gives this dramatic bow. It's hysterical.
Little Steven, aka Miami Steve, has a very unique style.
How did you know he was called Miami Steve?
Because he's called Miami Steve.
How'd you know that?
I don't know I forgot what his real name is. Steven.
Steven?
Eckhardt.
His real last name is not Van Zant? Oh my God.
I don't think that's his birth last name.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
His wardrobe is a lot of really loose flowing garments like muumuus and like dingy jackets. And everything just looks really dirty and filthy, like dirty moccasins and like
Jackson
baggy jeans.
He does, no, you know what he's been wearing on this tour? Very tight black leather pants. And he's lost a lot of weight. He's looking very thin. And then he wears the big pirate shirt, the big puffer shirt, like from Seinfeld. And then he wears a big vest and all the feathers and boas. And it's just, but you got to see this coat, man. It's just.
You think he always wears like that do-rag?
Yeah, because he's bald.
You think he's like a cancer patient or something? They wear like those do-rags.
It's because he's
beans all the time.
Bald.
You think that was? But maybe he's just bald, I guess.
He's a good guitarist, Jackson. He's the best. He's so funny, man. And then Nils Lofgren, I love him. He's such a sweet, humble guy. I see his posts, and his wife posts a lot on Facebook, on Twitter. He's tiny. He's tiny, but he's a powerhouse. I love him.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Max Weinberg is the bomb. Do you know what? Last week, I got a notification on Twitter. It said Bruce Springsteen follows you. I got so excited because that's pretty much all I post is Springsteen stuff. And I thought that he might have seen me or whoever runs his account. I got so excited. I took a screenshot and I posted it on Facebook. And people are posting, oh my God, is that the real one? I go, yeah. And then like hours later, one of my friends, who's no longer my friend, posted, yeah, did you look at his Twitter handle, the @ part? Springsteen's handle is Springsteen, @Springsteen. This was @Springsteen followed by a 0. It was a fraud. They fooled your mommy.
Well, for a time you thought it was real.
I did.
For a time it was real.
It was real in my heart. I was so excited. I was shaking, Jackson. I sent it to Keith. I go, oh my God, look at this. Can you believe it? And Keith goes, is that real? I go, yes. Clever. And then he tried to tell me his Springsteen story, the time he saw him in concert at a small venue, and he sweat all over Keith.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying watching that.
Yeah. How's your gig going? Are you doing well? How's Anne?
I'm really enjoying it, and Anne and Victor are doing quite well. Anne, I think, is getting a hip replacement soon.
Oh.
She's very excited about that. She can't wait to.
Really?
She can't wait to, because it's really, her hip's really bothering her, and she like hobbles when she walks. I feel bad for her. But, so she seems really jazzed and excited.
Oh, that's nice.
At getting whatever surgery that is.
Good
so I'm
for
hoping
her.
for the best for her. I don't know. They're very sweet, and I've really been enjoying the gig. I tell you what, like I feel, just like
wonderful.
I've been doing it now for like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
and I feel more confident each time. Now, by now, I'm at the point where I feel confident talking to tables or like
Oh,
initiating
that's good.
like usually like a good rule of thumb is just let the singers do the talking. Like
Yeah.
they're the ones that are good at that. You
Yeah.
know, I play the accordion but like every now and again I feel, brave enough. I'll go to a table and I'll say, "Hello everybody, welcome." You know,
Oh, that's
maybe I
wonderful.
make a comment, maybe they're wearing a shirt like, "Oh, are you from, England or whatever?" Or something like that.
You're wearing snazzy wardrobe?
Just some kind of extrovert thing, and so it feels really good to just feel more comfortable with the gig like that, and I get more of a feel of how they do things, and I can fit in and
Get bigger
perform.
tips too, right?
I guess I don't I think worrying about that kind of thing leads to a bad mental state.
I agree.
I shouldn't be thinking about this. I think I should be just thinking about just performing the best I can, do the best job I can, and whatever the tips happen will happen. And
That's right.
sometimes the nights are good and sometimes they're bad, and it seems to sort of be independent over how well I think I do. I could play very well and do a really good job, I think.
Have you played any more Pink Floyd?
That guy came back, actually, yeah, for the first time. This is the first one for me. Every now and again, people will come to the restaurant and they'll mention either to Ann or to Victor, because Ann and Victor have been doing this gig for years and years.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 6 months, and they'll say, "We remember you from the last time we were here. Last time we came to Orlando to this resort. You sang us blah 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 song."
Right.
And I had that happen to me with the Pink Floyd guy.
What did he say when he came back?
This was a couple weeks ago. And again, the Pink Floyd guy was like, whatever, 4 or 5 months ago. He said, "Last time we were here, you played me Pink Floyd." It was the same, middle-aged guy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super cool. He remembered me. I remembered him.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, nobody else has asked for it. I played Pink Floyd. So we did the Eagles.
Oh, really?
We did the Eagles this time.
What song did you play?
Hotel California.
Oh, no kidding.
Because I don't know Desperado.
Oh, did he want Desperado?
He just wanted some Eagles. The dude just wants some classic rock from.
Yeah.
He's like your age.
Oh no.
So he just wants some rock from when he was a youngster.
Did he sing with you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which is how I prefer it, because then I take some of the burden off of me. I don't have to know the words quite so much.
Did you play it at his table, or he came to you?
Yeah, we go table to table.
Yeah.
That's how we do
Hotel
it.
California.
And so it was a lot of fun. Like, that kind of thing was very gratifying. You know, that a guy remembered me and remembered that he had a good time and enjoyed the music. So that's a wonderful feeling.
That is.
And so the gig has been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it, and I wish they haven't been asking for me more often. But every time I text the guy, I say, "Hey man, you know what? I love performing at Mama Della's," and
that's it. Just keep
just to
telling
give
them.
Iggy to say, "Hey, no, I really enjoyed," and telling him I want more dates without explicitly saying I want more dates.
That's it.
But
showing your gratitude. Have you learned how to play Racing in the Streets yet on the piano?
No, but I could.
I want you to.
I don't think it would be too difficult.
Do you want me to? I sent it to you before, but I can send it to you again. It's the specific version from 2009 at the Apollo Theater. I can't remember what theater. Remember, I played it when you were here.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful.
I don't think it would be
arrangement.
difficult.
I would love for you to make a video for me, Lovey. It's such a nice piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What other unusual requests have you had?
A nice young lady asked for music from a band called Tool. Not sure if Tool is like a progressive rock band.
I've heard of them.
Very, very not what you would expect at this restaurant, but I have a little interest in them, so I was able to do a little bit of that.
Oh, that's good.
There's been Metallica a couple of times.
Metallica on the accordion. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I like Enter Sandman, so I can do that.
You did Mr. Sandman?
No, Enter Sandman.
Oh.
Not Mr. Sandman.
Oh. I don't
Very
know. I
different.
don't know
No
their
one's
music.
no one's asked for the Chordettes or whatever the name of that.
Do
the vocal
you
group was.
do you ever play any Van Morrison?
No, I hate Brown Eyed Girl. I hate that song. If anybody asked for that song, I would just say I don't know.
Why do you hate it? Why do you hate it?
It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Don't you know any other Van Morrison songs? That's not the only
No,
one.
I don't. Sorry, I don't.
You don't like Van Morrison?
I heard Brown Eyed Girl and I can't.
There's
forget
other
that
songs. There's Into the Mystic.
song.
On Days Like This. That's a good
By
song.
this point, by this point, SpongeBob is not an uncommon request. SpongeBob
Really?
requests happen pretty regularly. By this, well, because like there's like a SpongeBob thing in the theme park, so you know it's.
Do you play Gary? Do you play Gary? The Gary song?
Gary song, yeah.
Oh my God!
If somebody asks for
that.
SpongeBob, I do that. We do
That's
that
my
in the theme
favorite song. Do they love it? Do the kids love it?
Yeah, you know, it's particularly it's really gratifying to see like kids, you know, and it's when they smile and react and enjoy it. That's a nice thing.
I know. I love that song. I play your song all the time on YouTube. Gary, now I know I was wrong. I messed up, and now you're gone. Gary, come back.
It's yeah, so it's the gig's been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it, and I need to do work to get more stuff like working. You know, like that. This gig just really fell in my lap without really me doing anything. It was just a blind luck thing, and I need to put in the footwork to make more of these gigs happen for me. Especially if they're not going to be asking for me for more dates. You know, I need to fill in the 2 weeks with other stuff.
Well, have you thought about cutting your hair in the attempt of getting more, routine gigs?
If my hair is the difference between getting a gig and not getting a gig, that's not my kind of gig.
So you won't cut your hair to get a gig?
Probably not. I mean, it better be a hell of a gig. So probably not.
What about the Irish dancing gigs?
What Irish?
The Irish dancing gigs before the COVID. Does that producer still want to hire you?
Oh, I think what it was like, I don't know, a few months after that, they had asked me to do, I think, some recording sessions or something, or like some one-off thing. And I was feeling really sick at the time, and so I told them I didn't want to do it, or I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And she hasn't asked me, so I guess I burned a bridge there, I guess, by saying no at that point. I gave the reason or excuse that I was feeling sick, so I think they found another recording player, which honestly I'm fine with. You know, it was a cool experience, but I wasn't super impressed by, you know, their organization and whatnot. So I'm not really beating myself up too bad about that.
That's okay.
If I burn a bridge because I didn't turn down a gig, you know, it's not like I cuss somebody out or, you know, or no-showed or something much worse.
I had my house power washed a few days ago. It was all nasty and green. Now it's clean.
I bet it felt good to get that clean.
Yeah. You know, my next door neighbor is missing. Matt?
The man with the child and the girlfriend.
He's not, I mean, they know where he is. I don't know where he is. He hasn't been there for over 2 months. And the dude who was power washing their house, I asked him to do mine. And I asked him for a price, and he came over and inspected my house. And I asked him if he knew where Matt was, and he said, the landlord didn't tell me. He just told me he wasn't there and that he wouldn't be there for a while. There's something about probation classes, which means I think he's in jail. So, but he's been gone for more than 2 months, and his car is still there, and the girlfriend is there taking care of the kids alone. So I don't know, it's pretty weird, but it's nice to not hear his spit all the time. Remember he'd go on the front porch and cough up his lungs?
Mm-hmm.
So
well, we wish the best for him.
We do. Sure we do. The girls next door are doing well. Maggie now loves me. She just always wants me to come over for spaghetti night. And
you hang out with them a lot. You go over and spend some time.
Yeah, they just had their graduations, to the next grade. Maggie's starting pre-K, and Ansley's going to go into first grade. She just finished kindergarten. Yeah.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
glad you're able to spend time with them and enjoy yourself and share and them growing up and all that.
Yeah. So, I was gonna go to Miami 2 weeks ago. I changed my mind at the last minute. Went to my sister's. I was gonna go visit Elizabeth's grave. I hope Ken went there today. I knew he was gonna go visit her mom today. He bought her some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go to her grave, but I need to go. I gotta go. So, and I got the invitation for David's wedding. His wedding is in July, and it's in Miami, and I'm gonna go. So if I'm gonna go to Miami, I want to go soon so that I can come back and recover from it. So then I go back in July. He's getting married at, I think it's Lourdes, Our Lady of Lourdes Church,
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Church, and so. How's your bed doing?
It's just as what's the polite term I can use? It's as rustic as ever.
Did you not buy a second pad?
I don't think there's space for it, but also I think I'm fine without it. I think the way it is right now is good enough.
Do you worry that Brett is gonna want to sell the house or something, and then you'll be stuck for a place to live?
I'm always worried about that. Not sure what I can do about it, if I can do anything about it. But I guess just
save money if you can. I mean, because the rent you pay for him, you'll never get anywhere else. That's just like dirt cheap.
You're right.
If you tell your mindset, that like up here to rent a room, it's like $800, $900 a month. If you could take it, whatever extra money you have, and save it. So I wish the market were such that you could buy a place, but.
Me too. I guess all that is all the more incentive to find more gigs.
Yeah.
And prepare for that in case it happens.
Yeah. Well, you always have space up here,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, how's Ashley?
Doing well as far as I know. I see her every 2 weeks.
When the paramedics came, did you do any personal impressions for them? Any Don Rickles?
No. I was not in the mood. I was not in the right.
Why? Just because you couldn't breathe? That's no excuse.
These men who come to help me, they think I'm dying, and I'm going to call them a hockey puck. That wouldn't be very neighborly.
They might get a good laugh. They probably don't even know who Don Rickles is.
Why don't you get a horse? Go in the mountains. Don't bother nobody.
Yeah, okay, fuck.
Why don't you go to Alaska and suck on a green whale?
God, Jackson. A green whale?
Hey, Paul, the show's over here, Paul.
When he used to
Hey, Paul, put some skates on your face and skate.
You remember when Jackson used to bust Ed's balls, Ed McMahon, about all his wives. Oh my God. Do you know when he died, Jimmy Kimmel and he were close. Jimmy Kimmel was a huge fan of his, and when he died, Jimmy devoted the whole monologue to him, and he cried. Jimmy cried. He was a big
figure.
Yeah, he sure was. Oh, the Dean Martin roast. Remember when he gets so racist and say such inappropriate things?
That's the way it was at the time.
I know. Frank Sinatra. Dean Martin.
So what else is new with you?
Well, I started dating somebody about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's the
Who's
guy.
that?
His name is James. He took me to the Moulin Rouge that I told you about. The music was wonderful at Moulin Rouge.
And you said an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band or something?
That was 2 weeks, not... Was it last weekend? Or the weekend before? I don't remember. I didn't go there with him. I went there with my friend Shanna. That wasn't so great. What I did know was that, so they had like a 4-piece horn section. They had the 2 front guys. Then they had a 3rd front guy, a white, big, fat, beefy white guy, wore a hat and sunglasses. And he was the guy who sang the Chicago parts. It was Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago. And so they would sing like 2 EWF songs, and then they would sing 1 Chicago song. And so the white guy would step up to sing the Chicago part. Then they had 3 young girls, white girls, who were the backup singers, and they were tight clothes, bad singers, and lots of hand gestures. And they had 1 guitar, 1 drum, and then a set of bongos. Guy with a set of bongos, which goes, you need to be Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know, it just wasn't great. But
Well, they can't all be winners.
no. There's going to be one next week. I can't remember who's playing. They're free concerts, and there's like this outdoor amphitheater in Johns Creek. It's very nice, crowded, but very doable. We got there early enough.
Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying yourself.
Well, a little bit, anyway. Spending a lot of time with Keith, and Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And my sponsees, everybody's doing okay. Thank God. For the most part.
Good, Mom.
Gone to my sister's house a few times. Several times.
Mm-hmm.
The grief is, plateauing, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Elizabeth a lot. Some days, some days are better than others.
You have a lot of love for her.
I know. Yeah, I do. She had a lot for me, too. She was very special,
And you will carry that love with you with your other people that you relate with. People like me and Keith and your sponsees and your friends and your neighbors.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you, Mom.
I know. Did you see the text I sent you about your dad? He sent me a nice text today.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Thought it was nice. I sent him my new phone number last week. I said he didn't have it. So I sent him a text, and since he didn't know he didn't know the number or who it was. I sent him a text. I said, I love you, Juan. And he wrote back, who's this?
Mm-hmm.
So I texted Keith earlier. I haven't heard from him. He when he goes out on these day trips, I don't hear from him till the evening. I spoke to him this morning, or we were on the same Zoom this morning. There was a guy in Zoom the last several months who's been harassing Keith. Keith on his Zoom name, see how my name says Christina Perotti Atlanta, his says Keith B, and then his phone number, because he offers his phone number for anybody who wants to call him. And a lot of people do that in Al-Anon and Zoom. So there's this guy who's gone to a lot of different Zoom meetings a lot of the same Zoom meetings we go to, and he will log in, he'll stay for like half of the meeting, and then he'll post in the chat. I don't know why people put their phone numbers in their name line. I think it's just dumb. or some critical statement, and usually Keith is the only one in whatever meeting we're in that has that. So Keith's like, why is this guy after me? And sometimes he stays for the whole meeting and doesn't do that, but most of the time he does, and it's constant. And so finally, one of our regular groups, I brought up an emergency business meeting, and I go, this guy cannot be welcome here. This is harassment. He's done it before. So we voted to remove him. And the last time he did it, which was like 2 weeks ago, Keith got really pissed, and Keith started. What he does is he'll say it in the chat, and then he leaves. He runs away like a coward. So this morning, we log into our group, and I see him on there, and I went right to him and I sent him a message. I said, "Don't even think about harassing anybody today," in our chat. And then right after I did that, in this group, the host, they closed chat function to everybody except for the host, so they don't allow people to even chat during the meeting. So I managed to get my chat in there in the nick of time, and then he left. You know, he's a bully. I stood up to him, and then he left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a screenshot of what I wrote to the guy, and I sent it to Keith. And Keith writes back, "You're my hero."
Well, hopefully he doesn't bother anybody anymore.
He's disturbed. You know, I've heard him share before, and he's got a very disturbing share situation. He shares the same thing every time, and it involves death and Uber. It involves death and something to do with an Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
When James and I went to see Moulin Rouge, I met him at his place, and we took an Uber to go to the Fox Theater. And I think James was really trying to impress me. He went to a lot of trouble. And this was a terrible Uber. It was a black woman driving like a small SUV, like a Hyundai SUV, and it was filthy. When we got in the backseat of the car, it was just so dirty, just shit everywhere. Oh my God, I could just feel the cringy, because James is a pretty classy guy. You know, he wears Brooks Brothers clothing. And so on the way back, when he ordered the Uber from after the theater, he ordered a Tesla. I didn't know it. He didn't tell me. When it comes up,
that'll make up for it.
And that's what he did. And the Tesla was immaculate. It had the big sky roof, you know, like it was like beautiful. It was some immigrant named Mohammed driving it, and he was so funny and sweet. And it was a beautiful car. Beautiful car.
Those are pretty swanky.
Yeah, I could tell he did that to impress me and like to make up the shitty car. I was having not anxiety attack, but I was having anxiety in the bad car, and I had to ask her to turn up the air because I was so hot. And cold air is what helps to calm down my anxiety. Oh, God.
I was able to drive today for probably about an hour and 15 minutes. I got no check engine light.
Okay, good.
So on the one hand, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
I haven't really done anything different to the car. So whatever problem I do have is intermittent.
Yeah. Well.
So it's weird. I can't just not drive the thing. Like, there's no indication with my car that there's like a fatal problem that if I keep driving it, it's going to be worse. But obviously there's something goofy with it.
Right. Wow.
So it's weird. I feel like I have to drive it to like make the problem present itself if it's there.
Oh, good. You just be
frustrating.
diligent. You know, you're just gonna be diligent. It's like you know how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. You're gonna have to deal with this one ordeal at a time, one examination at a time.
I won't oversell it by calling it an ordeal. It's just frustrating. It's just a little annoying, but part of the quirks of getting an older vehicle.
Yeah. Hey, are you doing any online dating yet? Or currently? No. Are you dating anybody?
No.
Do you want to date?
Not really. I have so many other things I need to be doing work-wise, like as I described to you previously.
Yeah.
These things, and Especially if my vehicle is in at least good enough shape to run errands. The gym is a priority that I've been neglecting for too long.
Oh yeah, I've been going to the gym a lot.
So if I can get some kind of Planet Fitness $10-15 a month thing happening.
I told you I'd pay for that.
You did.
I will. There's the kind of membership I have. I got an 18-month membership for $199, like a flat fee. You can, and if they don't have it on their website, you can ask the manager for it. It's the manager has the discrepancy to do that.
$200 for 18 months?
18 months, yeah. It's the regular, the lowest level, I don't know what they call it, the cheapie. Which is, that's all you need.
$11 a month.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased.
A benefit I can get is I have a vision with my vehicle, and if I can get my car to the point where I feel confident driving it long distances, which it's not really right now.
Yeah.
I would like to turn this into a vehicle that I could take on on long drives and trips.
I know.
If I can outfit the interior, put a bed in it, some storage, and then if I want to go, on some extended length drives, whatever, I can use something like a Planet Fitness membership.
The next level,
showers and such like that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, then you'd have to get the upgraded membership because that lets you use all of their gyms. But yeah, lots of people do that. Homeless people do that.
I'd love to get my element. I've seen so many cool videos and people sharing how they